Alright, so day 19. Can't believe I'm saying it, but yeah, day 19. Things changed slightly differently. What I did on the 18th was, because I decided I weren't stopping at home, I walked to where I was staying. It wasn't a massive distance anyway. Stopped at Nick's. Which left me in a position that obviously I had work the next morning. So I got up extra early, got up at 4:30, just to accommodate being able to walk back home, sort myself out, jump in the van and go to work. Anyway, it's an idea that I've been toying with for a minute, but I've only just built the confidence to say, well, you know what, I'll give it a go. Hope and, make sure that I don't screw it up and create problems for myself. But yeah, pulled it off. Now, what was interesting about that was, obviously, it meant that I hit the ground running in terms of my steps for the day. Let me just jump into this and I will show you what is percolating. So for the 19th, I did 2 separate walks and I'll explain why. So the first walk I did, it took me 35 minutes. Yeah. Alright, 35 minutes. It was 1.8 miles. Pretty straightforward. Little bop. Back to my house, sort myself out, get ready for work. Now, one, I was amazed that I was able to wake up that bit earlier and do it, and there were no real issues. 2, it didn't really disrupt my day as much as I thought it might. I just made sure I went to bed like at a reasonable time the night before. So on that walk, let me see if I can get the metrics off. This is the problem with the splits, isn't it? I don't think I've tried to break down splits yet, like splitting a walk. So let me see what information it will give me. Okay, so active calories burnt 250. Average heart rate was 126, and it was classed as a moderate walk. My walking pace was slow. It was 1840 per mile. I weren't rushing to get back, you know what I mean? It's like steady pace walk. See how that tracks. Post work, so after a day's work, I thought, you know what, I'd already reached my target. I think by the time I finished work and got back home, I had enough. I had enough to do, like, to say my 10,000 was covered. So got back, started doing some meal prep. But you know what, I'll cover my lunches for work for the next few days, and juice some fruit that kind of needed to be taken care of before it started going funky. But yeah, I'll get all of that out of the way today, because I can call it a lazy day. I've got 10,000 and change. That's enough. The weirdest thing is, when I finished doing all of that, I think I was up to something like 12,000 steps, and it was a good time to wind down for the evening. However, I felt restless because I've got that used to walking in the evening. I couldn't just sit down and watch TV and so I ended up having to go back out. I thought, you know what, quick little half an hour walk or something, 20 minutes should give me enough steps for me to hit the 15, and then, you know what, I've hit the target, innit? So I went back out. I ended up walking for just under an hour. I managed to cover just over 3 miles in that time. Active calories burnt 415. Average walking pace 1833. I weren't rushing, I weren't struggling, because I already knew that I had my target pretty much, but I just needed to do it just for that clarity time when I'm walking, and I can, you know what I mean, zone out and switch off from everything else. So look, on my little walking route, I made a pretty little figure 8, man. But yeah, it's one of them. I think things are starting to change. I walked around the ends again, doing that whole nighttime thing. You know how it goes. Spotify hooded up, it's out and about doing my thing. Cool. I don't feel any soreness. There's like a niggling underlying sensation in my legs, which is pretty dull. It's like, yeah, you've worked out and you haven't recovered, but you're not actually in pain. You're just aware that you're not pain free. Probably sounds stupid, but that's what it is. But yeah, all in all, so that's off the fitness app. My totals for the day worked out to 19,074 steps, which equates to 8.4 miles. So right now I'm doing all right. Oh, as you can see my steps for this morning so far. I ain't done much, but I'm not planning to. I'm chilling, you know how it goes. Yeah, plus I'm relaying yesterday too. Yeah, so yeah, in a nutshell, that's pretty much how the 19th worked out. On a side note, guess what I've got for lunch again today? Yep. Brown, or should I say whole wheat pasta and salad. I'm actually think of quite a bit of a taste for it. Do you know what I mean? I went, part of what I did yesterday is after I left work, is I ran to a supermarket to pick up some bits and pieces, and I instinctively picked up the brown. So I've come to the conclusion that my body clearly likes it, as opposed to the white. It hasn't been an issue, so I think I'm going to stick with that. I think at some point this week I will try brown rice. I'm sure my mum used to do it now and again as a kid, and I didn't like it, but I'm going to give it another go and see how that works out. And as always, I will update you on today's events tomorrow. Peace.